Andy, it proved to be quite a bank holiday. Having had time to reflect, what do you take away from those few days apart from 3 points?
Yeah, I mean, I think we showed good resilience at home again, and I thought we showed that we're creating chances. So the bank holiday Saturday was a good performance, particularly then when we went down to 10 men. I still think we looked very comfortable, and showed what I keep going on about the DNA of us as a team and a squad. And then on Monday, I keep saying it, we had 3 centre halves out. We was up against it, the Bushy getting sent off, Webby then injured, and then Omar's wife going into labour. Kind of threw all the plans out we had in front of us, and we had to sort of, I don't want to say patch a team up because it's disrespectful to the boys that played, but it really did throw us a little bit, and we couldn't cope on the day with their firepower. They're pretty good up top. But the positives out of that game is that we had some chances again, and if we'd have took those chances early on, who knows, we might have made them a bit nervous on the day because there was a bit of pressure around their camp, but that didn't happen. We got beat, and we've just got to draw a line under it now and get back to what we're doing.
You touch upon the point there. I think most squads can maybe do without 1 or 2 players for a series of games, but not only do the likes of Byron Webster, Billy Bingham, Chris Bush offer great quality, they offer great experience as well, and that's so valuable in the National League.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're big players for us. I mean, it's the 3 main centre halves we've had probably every game, probably most of last season as well. So it was a big ask for the guys coming in, and then we went to a 4 as well, because we only had 2 fit centre halves. So it was a big ask for the team to try and get something. The plus side of it is, I thought, actually, weirdly enough, the younger guys, Callum Fisher, Zach Bradshaw on loan from Ipswich, and Reece at left back, actually didn't do bad, which sounds crazy to say that. So there was some positives that I took out of the game, but obviously the results disappointing. And that's where we are as a football club. We haven't got the riches of some of these other clubs where we can have, several players in reserve and, a big squad. We have to cut our cloth accordingly. That said, 3 centre halves is quite unusual.
And you mentioned the club's DNA. Often that's kind of built around that, having the experience in young players. And you mentioned the 3. Yeah, I'm sure Callum will forgive me for making the point that he was on a more senior out of that back 4. But each of those 3, 21 and under, although it was a negative result, a positive of that is that they were going to have learnt so much from that 90 minutes to take forward.
Definitely. I mean, I spoke to all of those boys individually because they would have been deeply disappointed. And let's not just focus on those guys. It was a whole team. But those boys will take good learning out of that. And then we've got to look at who they're up against. Some experienced centre forwards in this league. McCallum, he's a good player and he's a strong player. So, I, as disappointed as I was on the day, and I was deeply disappointed because we took some, good fans that were very vocal for us. But we had to be realistic after the dust settled and realise that we was up against it there.
And looking ahead, how are those players and their injuries coming aboard? Might we be able to see any of them feature on Saturday afternoon?
Yeah, I mean, we're all back to, normal. Bushy's suspended, so that's no secret. So, we've got a full squad to choose from now, which, and unless in the next 24 hours I have some players' wives decide to go into labour again, which isn't impossible. I think we've had a bit of a baby boom going on, so that isn't impossible either.
And it's 10 points accumulated so far this season, exactly the same as the visitors tomorrow. It's going to be another tight contest.
Yeah, I mean, Eastleigh are vastly improved from last season. The managers recruited in the summer. They've had a real turnaround of players. They've got players up top that can score and hurt you. So it's going to be a tough game. I feel like I say it most weeks, there's no easy games in this league. There's Scunthorpe, I mean, look, let's not take that for granted. They just come down at the league above. And they find themselves where they are. It is a tough league, and I don't say that with an excuse culture. It's the truth. It is so tough. And anyone that's watching that documentary at the moment with Wrexham, because I'm glued to it, it is tough. Everyone's finding it tough, so everyone can beat everyone. We've got to make sure that we just concentrate and go about our business and make sure we hit our targets every month. What's
really interesting as well is Lee Bradbury's side have won the same amount of games as us, drawn the same amount, lost the same amount. What are you expecting from their style of play, and how do you think we can perhaps capitalise and get an advantage over them?
Well, look, they're a big, powerful team. They never shy away about putting the ball in the box at every opportunity. They've got a long throw like us, so they're very similar in many ways. That said, I think we've looked at that and we'll see what how we know how they're going to go about, probably how they're going to play. I think it's about us concentrating on us. I think anyone that's been to our home games, we look like we've created loads of chances, and the difference being we've got now quite start converting them. So I just this week we've just really concentrated on us and making sure that we're a good place and we go out and deliver. And if we trust the process, then 9 times out of 10 the result will follow.
As always, there's been such a good buzz around the place. The boys are in really good spirits. Unbeaten at home so far this season probably means that they're looking forward to tomorrow even more.
Yeah, I think there's always a buzz when we come back to Hayes Lane. I think we know the sort of welcome we're going to get from our fans. Our fans are brilliant, and I don't say that loosely. They're really, the core of our supporters are really good, and I think our boys enjoy playing here. And that was something that I really wanted to make sure was important when I got the job, that we learn how to make this place a real nice environment for us to play football, and a nice environment, that we can make it like a bit of a fortress. And touch wood, at the moment we're looking not bad.
And on that note, finally, Andy, a week's a long time in football.
Long time.
That victory last Saturday, it was a real battle, and it felt at full time there was such a connection between the supporters and the players to get the team over the line, and I suppose you just want more of that tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, last Saturday that you could feel the fans were on the edge of their seats, willing us on. They felt probably everything was against us, and we felt like that. And sometimes that can galvanise your squad and your team. And I thought we dealt with that really well last week. I thought the lads showed some real good experience in certain situations. And I think what we should mention is that we was at 10 men and we went and got a goal to go in front, which normally you're in front and then you're hanging on, and we looked good for it last week. And yeah, the fans, I've said it a few times, and I think I've been a football fan, I still am a football fan. People only want to see their team have a real good go and really give everything. And I say to the boys every week, if you can do that every week, you'll have people in the stand that will be right behind you, and we've proven that.